the Enforcement Directorate against Mamata Banerjee and also the West Bengal Police. Now, the Solicitor General, who is of course taking part in these hearings, also told the Supreme Court that there was a call that had been made by a member of the TMC legal cell, rather a WhatsApp message that had been sent to get people to protest outside the High Court, and the Supreme Court subsequently asked if this was an attempt to convert the court premises into some kind of a jantar mantar. Let me go across to my colleague Bhavtosh now for more on this. Bhavtosh, Kapil Sibal also, of course, part of these proceedings and asking about the timing of the raids that took place on the 8th of January. He also ended up giving a timeline saying that the raids had begun at approximately 6:20 in the morning, and it was only well past noon that the Chief Minister of West Bengal appeared on the premises, and she left within a span of 5 minutes. Take us through what's happening in the court right now.
Well, as far as Kapil Sibal is concerned, he in fact argued after Solicitor General Tushar Mehta leveled very serious charges against West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee, accusing her and police officers accompanying her of virtually stealing whatever Enforcement Directorate had seized or tried seizing. In fact, what Kapil Sibal had, what Tushar Mehta had said was, what he had said was that there was an attempt to disrupt the searches. He had further said that what he had further said was that there is a pattern in West Bengal to disrupt whenever searches are being carried out, and Tushar Mehta had also said that that ED officers had carried out searches very peacefully at all places. At 8 places, these searches went off very peacefully. But when the searches were being carried out at IPAC office and also at Pratik Jain's residence, that there was commotion that happened at around noon and post-noon, that is at 12:05 when Mamata Banerjee came. And he had leveled that why did Mamata Banerjee said that SIR data has been stolen when SIR data had nothing to do with IPAC office. He had also said that Supreme Court should issue notice to DOPT, which is the controlling authority as far as IPS officers are concerned, and he has said that West Bengal DGP Rajiv Kumar should immediately be suspended, and DOPT should be informed about that. Now, Justice Mishra, who is one of the judges on the bench, has said that what has happened in West Bengal pertaining to the ruckus that was creating in the High Court on the WhatsApp message that circulated is something which is very serious. Kapil Sibal has tried convincing the bench about the entire proceeding that has followed both in the High Court last week as well as the allegations that have been leveled by Tushar Mehta. He has said that he can only convince the Supreme Court bench. The final decision has to be taken by the Supreme Court bench. But he has said that the picture that is being presented by the centre here is actually not what has transpired last week in the Calcutta High Court, as well as what ED is levelling now.
All right, we also have Rajesh with us, but let's turn our attention to another submission that had been made by Kapil Sibal during those court proceedings in the top court. He had, of course, spoken about the time that the ED arrived at the IPAC premises. Why were these raids being carried out in the midst of election season? So they've raised questions now over the timing of the raids. He's also said, if you get hold of the information, how will we fight the election? So this is something that Kapil Sibal is arguing is confidential information that belongs to the TMC, and that there was in fact an attempt to procure those documents on the part of the ED. The chairman had the right to go. Lies will be demonstrated if we show the video. And these are presumably footages of the raid and the Chief Minister's intervention that are currently being spoken about. We are also extremely disturbed, says Mr. Sibal. Why should the Enforcement Directorate go to a part of the party office which has all the information? So even though the Enforcement Directorate has been directly trying to draw a distinction between the IPAC premises and, of course, the TMC premises, here's Mr. Sibal basically saying that the premises that were raided were de facto part of the party office because they all contain the party documents. So these are the submissions being made on the part of those representing the West Bengal government in the Supreme Court. Let me go across to Rajesh. Rajesh, these are arguments being put forth by Sybil before the Supreme Court, saying that this was not some distinct office. The office contained many party documents, so therefore this was pretty much de facto an extension of the party office, and also questioning the timing of the raids. Mr. Sybil also pointing out that this is an ongoing case for the last couple of years. Why did the Enforcement Directorate choose this time in the build-up to the West Bengal elections to conduct these raids?
Absolutely. Kapil Sibal on behalf of Trinamool Congress is trying to emphasize on the timing of the raid, and they are questioning the time of the raid conducted by Enforcement Directorate. That was the same thing which was also told by the Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee and also TMC General Secretary Abhishek Banerjee following the raid carried out in West Bengal. Because Mamata Banerjee has already said that we should look at the time of the raid, because that was very old case. The raid was conducted in connection with the coal smuggling case, which was registered by the Enforcement Directorate at around 2018 to 19. But Enforcement Directorate had not carried out any raid in last 3 to 4 hours in West Bengal in connection with this particular case. But suddenly, just ahead of the election, when the parties were preparing for the candidate list, they are preparing themselves for the upcoming campaign and everything. That time, Enforcement Directorate suddenly launched raids at office which is directly involved with the Trinamool Congress as their political strategist firm. So that is, it may be a different private organization, but that is directly involved with state ruling party Trinamool Congress as their political strategist firm. So that was the version of Mamata Banerjee. Now this is being reflected by the submission of Kapil Sibal at Supreme Court also.
All right. More details now emerging from the arguments being made by both sides in the Supreme Court, and I'll come to Bhavtosh on that. A startling claim that was made by the Solicitor